Have you ever felt like the world was against you? That your dreams were just whispers in the wind, too fragile to ever take flight? Imagine a life where every sunrise brought the same struggle, where hope felt like a luxury you couldn't afford. This is a story for anyone who has ever dared to dream beyond their circumstances, a testament to the incredible power hidden within each of us. Once, in a quiet village tucked away from the noise of the world, there lived a poor boy named John. His pockets were empty, his shoes worn thin, and his future, as he saw it, was filled with uncertainty. The weight of his poverty pressed down on him, making every step feel heavy. He watched others with their comfortable lives, their laughter echoing in the distance, and felt a pang of longing. Dreams seemed like distant stars, beautiful, yes, but utterly unreachable from his humble corner of the world. He believed his destiny was sealed by his birthright, but what John didn't know was that the most powerful tool in his possession wasn't the wealth in his pockets, but the strength of his mind. You see, the power of thinking big doesn't come from material wealth or external circumstances. It comes from an unwavering inner belief that something greater is possible, even when every fiber of your being tells you it's impossible. This isn't about ignoring reality, it's about redefining what reality can be. It's about understanding that true abundance begins not with what you have, but with what you believe you can achieve. Your internal landscape holds more potential than any external treasure. One day, John, weary from his daily toil, sought refuge beneath the shade of a great, ancient tree. There, he found an old man, his white beard flowing like a river, his eyes shining with the wisdom of countless years. The old man watched the boy for a while, a gentle smile playing on his lips, before speaking. "You seem troubled, young one," the old man said, his voice as soft as a breeze rustling through the leaves. "What weighs so heavily on your heart?" John, feeling a strange sense of comfort in the old man's presence, hesitated for a moment before pouring out his soul. "I have nothing," John confessed, his voice barely a whisper. "No money, no land, no prospects. How can I ever achieve anything meaningful in life when I start with absolutely nothing?" His words carried the deep ache of resignation, a feeling many of us have known. He felt trapped by his lack, convinced that his current state was his permanent fate. The world, in his eyes, was a rigid structure where opportunities were reserved for those born into privilege. He saw only closed doors, not pathways. The old man listened patiently, his gaze unwavering, then smiled gently, his eyes twinkling with profound understanding. "You're wrong to think that the world is limited by what you can see or touch, young John," he began, his voice gaining a quiet strength. "The true wealth of a man lies not in what he possesses, but in what he believes he can become." John felt a jolt, a flicker of something he hadn't felt in a long time, curiosity. "What do you mean?" he asked, almost in disbelief, his mind struggling to grasp this new perspective. How could belief outweigh tangible assets? The old man leaned forward, his words painting a vivid picture. "Imagine you are not just a boy from a poor village. Picture yourself as someone who holds the world in his hands, someone who dreams without limits, without fear of failure." He paused, letting the idea settle. Dream of what you can create, not from what you lack, but from the boundless potential you hold inside. He emphasized that true creation stems from an internal wellspring, not from external resources. This was a radical idea for John, a complete shift in perspective. John thought long and hard about the old man's words. His days were typically spent in arduous labor, trying desperately to make ends meet, with little time for introspection. But as he looked at the vast, endless sky above him, something inside began to shift, a tiny spark igniting in the darkness. The old man's simple yet profound words had planted a powerful seed in his heart, a seed of possibility. It was a realization that his mind, his imagination, was a territory far vaster than his small village. He began to see beyond his immediate struggles. That night, John went home, but he wasn't the same boy who had left that morning. He closed his eyes, not to sleep, but to dream with intention. He imagined himself as someone who could build something meaningful, someone who could break the chains of his circumstances, not just for himself, but for his community. The next morning, he woke up with a sense of exhilarating possibility, as though the very air around him was filled with untapped potential. The world hadn't changed, but his perception of it had, and that made all the difference. He felt a lightness he hadn't known in years. He started small, just as the old man's wisdom suggested. He began offering help where he could, sharing his meager knowledge, and learning new skills from anyone willing to teach. He spoke with others who shared his quiet aspirations, finding strength in shared vision. Each small act was a brick in the foundation of his new future. With each step, John's world grew bigger, not just in his mind, but in tangible ways. Slowly but surely, The boy with empty pockets found that his true treasure lay not in what he could acquire, but in his thoughts, in his unwavering vision, and in his unshakable belief that something greater was always on the horizon. He understood that consistent, small actions, fueled by a big dream, lead to monumental change. Years passed, and John became a man known far and wide, not just for his material wealth, which he eventually acquired, but for his profound vision and his generous spirit. People came to him not just for advice on business or life, but for inspiration, for a renewed sense of hope. His story became a living legend, a beacon for others. His journey was a simple yet powerful testament. The power of thinking big, of believing in what could be, was the undeniable key to unlocking a future that had once seemed utterly impossible to others. He proved that true success is measured by the impact you have and the dreams you inspire. He built schools, helped farmers, and created opportunities, all stemming from that initial spark of belief. Remember, like John, you too have this incredible power within you. The wealth of your mind, the clarity of your vision, and the depth of your beliefs are the true architects of your world. Your current circumstances do not define you, they are merely a starting point, a canvas awaiting your masterpiece. It is your thoughts, your audacious dreams, that set the course for your extraordinary journey. Don't let the noise of doubt or the shadows of past failures dim your inner light. Every great achievement began with a single, bold thought, a dream whispered into existence. You possess an infinite capacity for growth, for creation, for overcoming any obstacle. So, what will you choose to believe today? What dreams will you dare to pursue, no matter how distant or daunting they may seem? The world, like your mind, is vast, limitless, and overflowing with possibilities waiting for you to claim them. Don't just exist, truly live. The power of thinking big is not about what you currently have, but about the magnificent person you can become. It starts with a single, courageous thought. A dream. And the unwavering courage to believe in it, to nurture it, and to take that very first, brave step. What is that one big dream you've been holding back? Don't let it remain a whisper. Share your aspirations with someone you trust, write them down, and take one small, intentional step towards them today. Your journey to an extraordinary life begins now. Let your belief be your guide, and watch as the impossible becomes your reality.